In just a second, I'm going to be introducing to you author Chris CANDER, and we're going to be talking about this book of hers, brand new, called The Weight of a Piano. And I love this book so much. I love historical fiction, so it's not shocking that I loved it, but I love her writing. Oh my gosh, it is so good. I'm going to be reading to her some of the parts that I loved about this book, and can't wait to meet her. So, everybody, here is Chris.
Hi, everyone. I am so excited because I am speaking with author Chris CANDER, and we're talking about her brand new book. It's coming out January 22nd. It's called The Weight of a Piano. It's historical fiction, and I love this book so much, Chris. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you for having me, and I'm so glad to hear that you love the book.
Well, I'm like a historical fiction junkie anyway.
Oh,
but I love stories that I've never heard, because sometimes you can read a lot of historical fiction about a certain time period. But when I find one that's about something that I'm actually learning, like I've never heard a story about this before, this book is that one. I don't think anyone has ever heard this story before. So I am so happy that you wrote it.
Oh, thank you. What a great compliment.
Well, and which is what I kept thinking about while I was reading it. I was like, I can't wait to ask her about this piano and how she found this story, because I've never heard of it. And I felt like I was really stupid, so I started asking people if they ever heard of it. They're like, no. I'm like, okay, good. I just don't want to be the only person in the world that never heard of this piano.
Do you mean the make of the piano?
Yeah, the blunt. I don't even know what to say. I want you to say it.
It's
I think
Blüthner.
Blunter, right, okay.
Blüthner.
I took German, so I was imagining it that, okay?
Yes. So, this is a German-made Blüthner from, it was the imaginary piano anyway, was made in 1905 and in the Leipzig factory, where pianos are still made to this day. And I wanted, because of the unique situation in this novel, I really wanted to find a piano make that was unusual, difficult to find in the United States, but possibly much more common in Europe. And so I asked around, and I was finally put in touch with this incredible woman. Her name is Helga Kasimov, and she's in Los Angeles. She is the co-owner with her late husband of the oldest Blüthner dealer in the United States.
Ooh.
And I was lucky to speak with her very early on in the creation of this novel. I did a tremendous amount of research, and she talked to me about her husband's immigration from Russia, about these kinds of pianos and why they were so special and why they were rare here. And so she, quote unquote, gave me the piano that became the eponymous one for my novel.
Wow.
Yes.
That is incredible. That is. I finished this story about 6 o'clock this morning. I saved it. I saved it because I wanted to read like the last part of it, and I was like, oh, I love how you ended it. I mean, I love these characters so much, which is always what makes historical fiction so amazing, is like the characters and that drive this story. And because like a lot of people were saying on Amazon, they felt like the piano was like the other main character. And that's how I felt when I was reading it too,
Oh, yeah. I felt that way when I was writing it. I refer to the piano as she, and I think of her as having a tremendous personality and silent for the wrong reasons, but also very rich with history and with emotion. And so it was like I was writing a human character whenever I was writing about the piano.
Oh, well, I love the way you start off the book talking about the making of the piano.
Thank you.
Because, for those of us who don't know anything about it, I mean, that is, to me, that was just a wonderful way to open up the book. So it was like the birth, right? Of the
Yes, very much. Yeah, because there's a whole lifespan for the piano in this book. And
yes.
The relationship that not only the two protagonists have, Clara and Katya, but all the other people that had touched it or handled it or played it or ignored it or stored it along the way. And the piano was absorbing all of those touches and music and the notes and the absence of notes. And so it occurred to me that, it wasn't just a matter of how did the two protagonists relate to the piano, but what was the piano's entire life like from the very beginning, when it was just an idea in someone's imagination, all the way to the end. And that's why I decided to start it at the very beginning, when Julius Blutner was walking through the Romanian forest, selecting wood that would become his famous pianos.
That was just so beautiful. And, like Clara, I have to tell you, is like my favorite character of the week. Because I read books one or two books every single day. But for this week, the week of books, I'm like, she is my favorite character right now. I loved her. I didn't want to let her go. And
tell me what you liked about her. I'm curious.
I loved her strength. I loved the way she looked at life. I love that she didn't give up. I love how you ended her, which we can't give away, but I do. I didn't see it coming, really, because I thought she could have taken, to me, she had two paths to go down, okay? Right. And I love the path you chose for her. I kind of didn't see it coming, and I was like, oh, I thought she was going to take an easy way out of her, and instead it was like, no, I'm doing it. I don't know. I fell in love with her. And what did you see for her when you were writing her?
Well, first of all, I love that you said that. And I'm so grateful that you connected with her in that way, because I felt very much like she was almost like a little sister character. I felt this sort of protectiveness for her. And I wanted her to experience the full breadth of her loss. And I don't think it's a spoiler to say that she, starts out the story with a great deal of loss, and it kind of marks her path up to that point in life. And so but having been the victim of such tragedy, I wanted her to continue to be strong. And that was part of the reason that I wanted to make her an auto mechanic, because she doesn't choose the easy way out of anything. I mean, on some level, she has earlier, before, in her recent past, before the book actually starts. But I love that she's on a real path of personal growth and exploration, and she wants to find that strength in herself to live the life that she chooses.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And I saw like her making choices I didn't make. So, and I'm 54. And, I think that's why I attached to her, because I was like, oh, I love that she made different choices than I made in my life. And I don't know. When you're reading a book and you just become so, that's how I felt. And that just is a testament to your writing of her, is that we could feel that kind of connection to her.
Thank you so much. I think that that's the power of fiction, is that we do get, when it's a story like that where you can imagine yourself, it's like a kind of an alternate path that you can imagine your own self taking. And it's in some ways like rehearsal for opportunities in the future, to think about how does trying on this other character's experience feel to me, and how will I be changed as a result of having experienced it, even just in my imagination.
Right. And, part of me, when I was done, I was like, oh, I kind of hope she goes back to her. But then I was like, you know what? It's okay if she doesn't, because it did end, that was an end. So I was like, because, part of me was like, tell her to write more. Tell her to write another book on her.
That's always a great compliment when somebody says, are you going to write another one about these characters? Because that means that they did really connect with them. So I'm very pleased to hear that you would be interested in another one. But yes, you're right. This is, the way it ends felt very appropriate to me also.
Yes, it did. And but okay, so you're out promoting this one. This book is coming out on the 22nd, which is coming up here. But are you also writing another book, or while you're promoting?
I am taking a little bit of a break. I've got a 17-city book tour that begins Yes, it begins the day after the day that the book drops on the 22nd. My launch event um, is the beginning of a fairly long tour, and so I'm taking a little break from writing my next novel. So I'm about halfway through that. So I have a goal of finishing the next one before the end of this year.
Oh, I can't wait. Because I love your writing so much. I
Thank
can't wait
you.
for the next one. But are you coming close to Pennsylvania?
I will be close-ish. I'll be in Massachusetts and New York and DC, but no, not officially in Pennsylvania.
That's usually what happens to us. Just so you
Yeah.
know, on bookstore, we're always between the New York City, Washington D.C. Sometimes Philly. Sometimes a Philly one will happen, and that's awesome. But yeah, I'm usually it's between New York and D.C. But because I love going to those. I love book events. They're so much fun.
They are so much fun.
I try
Yes,
to hit anyone that comes close, because it's fun to meet you guys too.
I agree. I attend as many as I can in my hometown at my favorite independent bookstore, which is Brad's Bookstore, and it's wonderful to meet authors. It's wonderful to hear them read in their own voices, and
yeah.
get inspired to finish the book. So I love that too.
Yeah, and now you get to be that person, going to
Ew.
that people are going to see you. That must be an amazing feeling, yeah, too.
It's wonderful. I'm very grateful. It's going to be a great opportunity to interact with readers and see old friends and make new ones. So I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
Well, before I let you go, let's just talk about this cover really quick because
Okay.
I love this cover so much. And for everybody, they're looking at this, okay, while we're talking, and I love that it's like a piano,
Yeah.
but in the desert. And was this like your first choice?
Actually, no. It was the third with the designer who is brilliant. Completely captured the spirit of this novel. And I'm holding a hard copy. I just got finished copies in my hands, and it's so beautiful because the gold color is actually gold foil, and so it shimmers in the light.
That.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. And the picture inside the shape of the piano is an image from Death Valley National Park, which is where a great deal, as you know, of this book is set, and where the climax happens. And so the angle of the piano, the suggestion of the movement of it, the handwritten title, which is not a font or a typeface, rather, the designer actually hand scripted that. And to me, I love it because it suggests the manual aspect that permeates this book, whether it's Clara's mechanical hands or Katya's concert pianist fingers. Just the fact that there is, the physical touch, haptic experience exists throughout the book on both sides. I love that the cover really captures all of that.
Yeah, I was thinking when I saw it, as I'm looking at it, I'm like, I bet that gold is foil. I'm gonna, I go like once a week to Barnes and Noble just to look at my books that I've read, just so I can see what they look like in person, because I only get to see digital, and I'm like, oh, I bet this is just beautiful, So I will go look at it. I can't wait.
I can't wait for you to look at it too.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I'm going to have all of Chris's links listed underneath here, along with her website. You can go on there, look to see where she's going to be on book tour. And, of course, you can already pre-order this book today. And, I don't know if I don't think you can get it before today. Sometimes they re-release, some of it will be like first reads, but I don't think this is one of those. So I think you do have to wait. But it's only a week. No big deal.
So thank you so much.
And good luck. Good luck. Have fun. And I can't wait. You know where to find me. I will be an early reader. I can't wait to read your next book.
I so appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay. We'll talk soon, Chris. Thank you.
Everyone, for listening to my call with Chris. Oh my gosh, I am so happy that I got to talk to her about this book. It is so good. It is amazing. It made my day. I finished it this morning and I was just like, I'm still basking in it, if you want to say it like that. But anyway, thank you, Chris. All of her links will be listed below. The book comes out next Tuesday. You can pre-order it. And if you pre-order it, Amazon will have it at your door next Tuesday. I love that. So until tomorrow, everyone, thanks for listening.